32-year-old prison guard avoided his own time behind bars this morning, but did admit to covering up an inmate's death.
Nicholas Vitale admitted to lying on paperwork after other officers violently beat 22-year-old Messiah Nantwi at the Mid-State Correctional Facility in Marcy. The special prosecutor says names of officers involved and important details were omitted, and officers coordinated their false story. The harshest part of Vitale's sentence is resigning from his job. After the sentencing, Vitale's defense attorney was willing to talk about the Mid-State case.
But the lawyer also represents a defendant in the Marcy beating case. So News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan asks about both.
Between the inmate homicides at 2 prisons, 22 officers have made their way through Oneida County Court the last few months. Also hear a lot, one defense attorney with a client in each case.
These 2 cases have shown a light on a part of corrections that people either didn't know or didn't want to acknowledge was happening, with regard to the culture that's developed there. Again, speaking just very generally statewide.
In the Mid-State case, Utica lawyer Nicholas Pasalacqua got correction officer Nicholas Vitale out of prison time. In exchange for resignation and admission, he lied on paperwork to cover up for his colleagues accused of attacking Messiah Nantwi.
It was always very clear that Mr. Vitale never touched anyone during this. He was given other responsibilities by his supervisors, and he was doing that, Obviously, he made some mistakes thereafter, and this is just him accepting responsibility.
Pasalacqua hasn't been successful in negotiating a plea agreement for David Walters, a suspended officer from the Marcy prison, accused by the prosecution of beating Robert Brooks to death.
At least we at my office are simply looking for an equal application of justice, right? The individual I represent in that case is nearly identically situated to Mr. Vitale. He was in the room maybe 37 seconds. Never a question of ever touching anyone at all. Always doing a task he was instructed to do by a supervisor. Yet he faces manslaughter. Doesn't match.
The attorney doesn't think the officers are being vilified, but does think some are being over-prosecuted. In Utica, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
Well, the special prosecutor, Onondaga County District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick, has this to say in response. Myself and Mr. Pasalacqua have one important thing in common, namely that neither one of us were there when Mr. Brooks was murdered. The thing we don't have in common is that I try my cases in court before a judge and jury, and I am looking forward to this trial more than I can say.